Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I seriously considered not doing the video again this morning, but it just feels off not doing it. I realize um, there's no time constraints or anything, but it just kind of helps to jumpstart my day too, And I realize most likely next week I won't be able to because I'll be, fingers crossed, I'll be on the normal schedule. Just kind of depends on everything. I didn't find out anything as far as if this is going to be a norm or not. Didn't really feel quite right gauging that just yet or whatever. And the person who contacted me is basically my hiring manager. She was a little bit tied up too yesterday with orientations and so forth. So anyway, they get paid last night. Yay! Awesome. I was wondering if it was going to be kicking in or not. I mean, we get paid on Friday, but with who I bank with, we get it's one of those things, get paid 2 days early. And I was wondering if it was going to happen or not. Well, it did, but it happened late. Okay. So, going to be making a run to Whole Foods right after work. I'm so looking forward to that. Yay. I had seriously, Angie's going to be right there in that area. And I had thought about, or I tried to see about just ordering everything and do a pickup later. But there's the one item where, and unfortunately I can only get it there that I know of. I haven't been able to find it anyplace else. And unfortunately, it was not only that location, but every single other location in the whole area was out of it. Not only that, but some other items also I was seeing the same thing happening on my past orders list or past purchases list. And I'm like, yeah, something's not too kosher here. And then my phone was acting up this morning, and a little bit before I started recording this, I'm like, maybe it has something to do with this Mercury retrograde that we're in. Maybe things are starting to get all wonky or whatever. So, I don't know. We'll see. But I also tried to research, again, health insurance, and it's still not populating. So I called and at least left a message with my hiring manager last night, mostly as a reminder, basically to both of us, that this is an issue, because if I don't sign up before my 30 days ends, I'm not gonna have any coverage. So, but I did look at other things though, like the vision. I was very interested in. They cover, they pay the premium, at least for like the basic coverage or whatever. But I know that there's some things that I have to make sure are also covered, like progressives, and they covered up to a certain amount with progressives, and then you pay after that. Whereas if you pay a little bit extra, you get that covered. Which was, and I did do the cost comparison as far as, if it would be beneficial for me to pay that little bit extra every single pay period or not. And definitely, yeah, because it's like they'll cover, I don't remember. Oh, that's right, that was the frames I was thinking. Okay, yeah, they cover up to a certain dollar amount for frames, and then after that, you pay 80%. But no, as far as progressives are concerned, the lenses, that was my main thing. They cover 100% if you pay the little bit extra. I don't remember how much percentage that they pay if you don't pay the extra. So, but anyway, yeah, it winds up working out better in the end. And I did look at like the legal thing or whatever that they have. Like, that might be a good idea with things that I have coming up and so forth. So I figure I'll pay that. And plus there's the living will thing, and all that sort of stuff that you can get legal aid on. Yeah, just all the way around. I just, it's only, I think, what was it, an extra $7, $8 a month, or not a month, but per pay period for that. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just, I think I'll go ahead and do that. And then I want to look at the health insurance for my little stinker girl here, who's laying right next to her mommy. So, y'all want to see her? I know y'all do. Y'all don't want to see me or hear me rattle on about things. But yep, there she is. She's such a pretty girl. She's always such a bright ray of sunshine. First thing in the morning, she's like, no, I'm not. She's giving that look. It's like, whatever. Tried having the window open last night, but ultimately it got a little bit too chilly, and she was laying right on top of me. Ma, I'm cold. So I wound up closing it back up. It did get a little bit chilly last night. Do have some clouds moving through right now. I think we're supposed to get up to 60 today. I'm not entirely too sure, but that'll be nice. And I'm not eating this morning. I am not going through that again. I'm like, no, it's too much pressure on my system. I'm like, and there's like a little bit of food left in there from Rick actually cooked last night. So, but I saved. There's like I said, there's a little bit left in there. I figure maybe if I can do a quick 15 or something like that, go in, kind of hopefully maybe do what I did yesterday, go in and then maybe after a certain amount of time, like maybe 12, 1 o'clock or something like that, I could take my 15 and then hit the computer again, and then at least I'll be by the bathroom. Just got to get through these couple of weeks. That's all it is. That's all it is getting through these couple of weeks where I'm shadowing somebody, learning the ropes with my department and everything. And then after that, I'll be switched over to my more or less regular schedule, which is basically working evenings, nights. Starting about 2 in the afternoon, working until 11. So I know that's 9 hours, but I take an hour for lunch. So I'd much rather, or I guess dinner in my case. And in that case, I will eat earlier, and at least then that way, at least a little something or whatever. So yeah, it'll even out. It's mostly that first meal of the day that I have the issues. After that, I'm usually fine, no big deal. But yeah, that first meal of the day, it's like, ugh, yeah, gives me issues every single time. But I'm just gonna wing it today, tomorrow, and go from there. So yeah. What else was I gonna say? I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. Not much. But, instead of biking to work this morning, we're just going to do an Uber. It's a little, that's my understanding, it's a little chilly. I looked at the bikes that they have, and I'm just like, oh, no. And of course, yesterday morning was reverberating through me, and I'm like, yeah, I'll go ahead and take them up on their offer with doing an Uber. So we put in the reservation last night, and we'll get that taken care of. That'll get me to work. So that, and did have a bit of a low sugar last night too, so I'm trying to keep my eye on things with my glucometer. I mean, I'm in normal range, feel kind of okay or whatever, but I'm mostly I have a headache, I think, because of the clouds that are moving through and the fact that I just kept tossing and turning all night. Part of it is because my body can't decide if it wants to go into menopause or if it wants to actually start its period or not. It's like, please make up your freaking mind. What us women have to go through all the time. Gosh. Oh well. Part of the challenges of life. I know. I make statements like that and everything, but to be perfectly honest, I am very, or, I even talk about, like Vegas, like missing home, this and that. But to be perfectly honest, I'm very grateful to have everything I have. I'm very grateful with everything that has happened. And I'm also looking forward to seeing how everything's going to be playing out, too. So, yeah. I have, I really am very, very grateful, and I feel very blessed, and I am looking forward to seeing how things are going to be playing out and so forth. Just, it's challenges, and of course, change is, um, yeah, change. Things are always going to be changing and so forth, no matter what. Um, it's how you respond to it, and that's the lesson. That's the growth, at least for me. Um, so I got a little comfortable out there. I'll admit it, and yeah, I'm missing it. But I also had come to realize, um, really, in many ways out there over the years, I had a longing for home or whatever, moving back to East Coast, and of course now doing the same thing for out there. And I did the same thing when I was in Florida, but things happened. My mom passed away and so forth, and I was completely alone, and I needed to be surrounded by people that knew me. And that was one of the main reasons why I went back. Um, and I met some good people afterwards and everything. And of course, many ways we all went our separate ways. Some people passed away. One person I found out, he was one of my former cab bosses. Um, I knew that he had gone over to work for another company. Uh, well, we both went. Well, he went over to one company, and then I wound up following him, like most of us did when changes happened with that company. And it wasn't good changes either. But then I knew he had left, and he went over to another company. And that's the last that I had known. I was talking to a friend of mine before I left. I was talking to him, about, of course, the situation out there that I was going through, and trying to decide if I was going to move out here and everything. And we were talking about the old days and so on and so forth. And he was telling me about this person and that person and so on and so forth. And I'm like, whatever happened to so and so? And he was just like, oh, Val. I'm like, what? It's like, he died. And I'm like, what? I had no idea. No idea. He didn't know how or anything, but it was before COVID. That much he did know. But yeah, I was just like, wow. So basically, as far as all of us are concerned who wound up at that company, he's really the only one left that I know of. Everybody else either moved on, but most of us are gone. See how much it kills us? I know everybody's always, wanting to hear about all the drama and so forth in the cab industry, especially out there in Vegas. All the crazy stories and everything people don't realize. And I went through the same thing here, but people don't realize how much that industry kills you, as there is a lot of stress that comes with it. It's a lot of long hours. You're starting work at anywhere from starting at 12 in the morning all the way until 4. That's your start time, and then you're putting in 12 hours, working about 6 days a week. One person I knew worked 72 hours a week for I don't know how many years. And but of course, all that's changed now. But I'm talking about when we were all driving. But all that stress has lingering after effects too. And I know I feel it. I know I do. And I see it. And especially, basically I was kind of doing the same thing with doing the ride sharing and the deliveries too. But, you know, it is what it is, and it's a matter of working through it, decompressing, working through things and so forth too. So we'll do that one way or another. That's the way I look at it. So, yeah, anyway. But yeah, I'll just, that's why I keep saying, I just want quieter life than what I had been dealing with. It's time for me to basically retire, you know. Still do, you know, of course, obviously still make a living. I'm not talking about retirement. I'm just talking about retiring from all the chaos in my life. Yeah. Show you guys. Oh, now she's not going to be doing it. Hold on. She was being a cutie. There she is. Okay. She's like, Mom, what are you doing? She was in the cute little kitty pose where she's, oh, there she goes. Of course, she won't stay that way unless she falls asleep. Maybe, let me try. I didn't dare move, so I hope you guys got a chance to see her. She's just so cute. I know. She's so precious. Love her to pieces. Yeah. I know, her allergies are flaring up. Another reason why she was laying to me, because of her allergies. I might see about trying to get her some Benadryl. Because I know her eyes are watering up a little bit. I know allergies are starting to flare up out there, but it felt good. It has felt good feeling my body reacting normally to it instead of what I was dealing with out there. It's wonderful. A little bit of aches and pains, I guess you could call it, you know, in the muscles in there, but otherwise, yeah, doing great. Not bad at all. So, yeah. But I might see about getting her some Benadryl. I don't know. It makes me a little nervous considering what she goes through. She's so precious. I love her to pieces. You know, she's not just my baby. She's my baby. Mm-hmm. My baby. Mm-hmm. And she knows it. She's put her faith and trust in me to take care of her. It's like I'm always saying, we're a team. No matter what, we're a package deal. Never abandon. Never abandon her. Couldn't do it. I couldn't live with myself if I did that. I know sometimes there are circumstances, but when everything happened out there, I gave her the option. I'm like, you know, I could find her a better home or this or that. She's like, no. You are what I want, Mommy. I'm like, okay. But I gave her the options. And she's a smart little thing. She understands. They understand more than people give them credit for. But no. She understood. She understood everything I was telling her, and she was like, no, Mom. I want to be with you. We'll get through this, Mom. And she told me that in her own little way. She told me, we're a team, Mom. We'll get through this. It's like, okay. So, anywho, it's 8 o'clock. Uber's coming at 9:30. Oh, excuse me. I don't really have a whole lot to do beforehand, but I do need to get this video uploaded. So, anyway, I hope you all have a great day. I'll try and do one tomorrow morning again. As if I'll find out too what happens with that court case. See how he pleads. I'm sure he's going to plead not guilty and go to trial. I mean, if he's arrogant enough to take it upstairs, then yeah. Unless he's had a change of heart in the last 48 hours, yeah, okay. Seeing is believing. Now, as far as he's concerned, he was in the right, and he's going to find out, no, you're not. Especially when they have an unbiased witness testimony. So, nope. Don't think so. Don't think so. So anyway, I will talk at you later. I will find that out and let you all know probably tomorrow. And go from there. Excuse me. I need to wake myself up. I love you guys. Talk to y'all soon. Love you.